We'll give an opportunity for some people to start coming in here. Doing Ephemera today. It's completely curated today. Hey, Brian, thanks for coming in. Hey, PRD Blonde, Amy's Pretties. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. As mentioned, doing Ephemera today. I've been doing more like unboxing shows the past couple of weeks, but today is a completely curated show. Everything that I'm going to be running is in the catalog, so check those out. Get your pre-bids in. And if you see anything you want me to run early, just put the lot number in the chat. But I'm going to try to get through everything today. So have a couple of really cool photo albums, so make sure you look at those. I've tried to add quite a bit of pictures to each of the listings. So should be a fun show. Hey, Scudder Bear. Hey, Brian Lee, Sphinx Baby. Thanks for coming in. Let me go ahead and start the giveaway. Show you what I'm giving away. It's going to be 10 of these vintage/antique. I'm not sure the exact year, but I think they are earlier in the 1900s, and they're all kind of like real photo. I don't know if they're technically real photo postcards, but they're all Brussels, so I think they're all probably Belgium. But anyway, this will be the giveaway. So you're getting 10 of those, so let me get that started. And that is running. I do have my shipping capped at $9.21 today, I believe it is. I always forget the new number. Got so used to the whatever the 8 one was. But anyway, so no matter how much you buy, your shipping will be no more than $9.21, which is good because we do have some larger things, the albums and things like that. And then we have a scrapbook from Sparta, Tennessee, which should be of interest to Millicent's memories. That's right up there in her neck of the woods. But yeah, just know I have a couple of pre-bids. I'm just going to start grabbing stuff and we'll go ahead and just start running things. And as I mentioned, if you have any requests, just put those lot numbers in the chat. All right, 7 people in the giveaway. Pretty good ratio. 9 people in there. 9 people in the show. 8 people in the giveaway. All right, let's see. Let me just grab. Tell you what. Let's start out with this instant ephemera collection here. So let me flip my phone around first. Probably don't want to see my hand there. So let me get on this tripod over here. Flip it down. All right, let me move this out of the way. And I think we're ready to start. Welcome in Andros Court, Corey's Vintage Stories. Hey, Grandma Sherry, thanks for coming in. Vanilla Gorilla. Make sure y'all get in the giveaway. It is for 10 antique/vintage postcards. Let me switch to my show glasses. It's bad when you get so old you have to have like a pair of glasses for every situation, but that's where I am in life. So anyway, howdy, howdy. That's how we say it in East Tennessee here. So, just real quick, as I mentioned, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. Make sure you go out to my website. That has links to all my social media, Instagram, YouTube. I do a reseller podcast on YouTube. So anybody who wants to subscribe to that, I would appreciate it. All right, let me go ahead and get this first item pinned. And as I mentioned, we'll be doing this miscellaneous ephemera first, or I guess you could call it a instant ephemera collection if you're new to ephemera. So all right, so hey, Tackle Finder, thanks for coming in. Oh, and anybody who's a Rewards Club member, make sure you go up there and make sure you don't have any outstanding rewards. Click on the crown at the top. I know I have several, at least silver and gold members already. So, all right, so first thing in this lot's this TVA Solar Homes Design Portfolio. So if you're looking to build a new house and you want to make it solar efficient, this has got you covered here. So it's got a bunch of different house plans in it. Hey, old, new, used, thanks for coming in. Here was an envelope. It's just a plain envelope, but I thought the postmark on it was pretty cool. It's got the Ford key with prevent theft, lock your car, and it was from the Ford Automotive Assembly Division in Pico Rivera, California, the Los Angeles assembly plant. This card, let's play the new Pearl Harbor game. You go to sleep and I'll attack you. I have no idea what that is, but it's in this lot. Here's a 1963 La Follette, Tennessee election card. somebody running for city commissioner. This is neat here. This is a trade card. It's Emma Abbott. And I think she was like a really famous singer in the 1800s. Because I have a book about her as well. I think it might be in the Buy It Now. There is something stamped on the back, but it's very faint. It's some kind of advertising. But anyway, the Emma Abbott Victorian trade card there. Then this was points from the protest against excluding the Bible from Chicago schools. So the argument about Bible in schools has gone back at least as long ago as 1875. So I'm sure that that's been throughout history. So here's a Searle turnover memo, and it's on an old postcard. Thought this was interesting. It's this typewritten letter from 1970, but it was written to Lola. Don't know if that's about the time the song Lola from the Kinks came out. So, who knows? Maybe it's that Lola. It has been many moons since I last heard from you, so I thought I'd check up on you and also to change my box number, blah, blah, blah. Is it as hot in California as in a mountain home? My air conditioners go all day long, but fortunately the nights are cool. I've just come from Joyce's, and Bill had delicious catfish dinner, and they caught the catfish in the pond. Will you be coming to Arkansas? Oh, here comes the winner of the giveaway, PRD Blonde. Let me write your name on there real quick, and then I'll get back to showing that stuff. Hey, Big Boogie 97, welcome in. Let's see, that was PRD Blonde. All right, thanks to everybody who entered. And let's see, so anyway, they almost got bitten by a ground rattler the other day, and so almost got bit by a rattlesnake, and it was fat as butter. I love that. They chopped his heads off with the trimmers, and it was Happy and Chica that killed it. So anyway, interesting little letter there. You have the Gospel of John. Let's see if we see a date in this. Moody Press, 1922. So a 1922 Gospel according to John, then a postcard. Marbles, I don't think that's old. Here's a first prize chicken postcard. That is also not particularly old, but then there's this envelope from Gene S. Allen, the Handy House, and then a certificate of election from the state of Wisconsin. Hey, Desiree71, thanks for coming in. Melinda, thanks for coming in. Anybody else I missed? And then finally, here's a Max Field Guide to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, all the different wildflowers. So if you got a trip planned to the mountains, this is the lot for you. So anyway, you're going to get everything in this. And this is my $1 start of the day. So we will start all this for $1. So we'll go ahead and do start. I'll just run it for 30 seconds. I'll run back through it real quick. And that is off and running. So you got the Pearl Harbor game card. You got the Ford Motor Company envelope. You have this envelope. You have the chicken and the other postcards. You have the 1922 Gospel of John. You have the interesting letter from Arkansas about the rattlesnake. The Searle. Then you have the protest against removing the Bible from the schools. And you have this old Victorian trade card. All right. Ooh, last minute bid. I thought you had it for $1. Emma Abbott there. Then you have the 1963 election card, the wildflowers, the certificate, and then the Solar House design portfolio, and SSBC. Jeff got that. Thank you so much for the bids. A nice little ephemera starter collection. So let me start you a pile back here on the table. And I will just grab the next thing we got. And it's going to be lot, not today, Jason. You can see everything I've got in the catalog. Everything is curated today or cataloged. So, all right, lot 30. Oh, let me put in 31. Oh, my dog's barking at somebody up there. All right, so this is going, hey, Pickles 44, hey, Puzzle Factory, oh, hey, April. Hope things are going well up north of the border. All right, so this is going to be 11 royal family postcards, and they're all continental / larger size. I don't know if they're all technically continental size, but they're all larger. So there's the Queen and the Queen Mother. And I think most of these are newer. There's George VI from the National Portrait Gallery, him and his family. I don't know if that may be Elizabeth there. And then there's Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. And let's see, Princess Elizabeth and the Queen with their dogs. Look at the dogs there. And then here was Queen Elizabeth 80th birthday. And it was I guess the postage stamp there. Hey, Callister, Fant Judy, anybody else I missed? Thanks for coming in. I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures, doing Ephemera today. Everything is cataloged. I did that mainly because Tennessee plays basketball today, probably around 3 or 3:30. So this show will not go quite as long as my last 5 or 6 shows have gone. I think we've gone to 4 and 5 o'clock. Today we'll probably end around 3 or however long it takes me to get through the stuff in the catalog. And then here is Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, as a little girl. Here's the royal family eating, it looks like. That one does have some tape on the back. Then you have this one here. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. And then finally, there's the Queen Mother again. So you're getting all 11 of those starting at $3. And they are, we're not going to do things for 30 seconds. We'll go 20, and they're off and running. So royal family postcards here. Thank you for the bid, Andres Court. As I mentioned, check out the catalog. You can either get your pre-bids in, or you can put the lot number in the chat. We'll probably run those 2 photo albums, or at least the first one here, probably in about 20-30 minutes. Get through some of these other lots first. Thank you, Andres Court. The nice thing about catalog auctions, I don't have to write everybody's name down like I usually do. So, all right, we'll see if we have any aircraft people in the show. So this is going to be, if you were looking to go visit aircraft museums, this is going to be guide to over 800 of them. So you can plan your trip and go see aircraft museums in every state. This is from what's the 17th edition, 1997, it looks like. So the first edition was published in 1987. But if you look through here, it lists all kind of different museums. There's also a brochure from the Freddie Wisbrod Aircraft Museum in wherever that is, Pueblo, Colorado. So, and I think this was like the self-tour thing there. So we'll go ahead and run this starting at $3, and it is off and running. We'll see if we have anybody who's wanting to go visit aircraft museums. Hey, Marcia Gra, thanks for coming in. Anything that doesn't run, I'll put in the basket of shame behind me, and we'll rerun it at the end of the show. But hey, Peter Pan, thanks for coming in. All right, no interest in that. That goes in the box of shame there. All right, so lot 29. I thought this was kind of neat. I actually just found this inside of a book. It is from 1957, and it looks like a Confederate $1 bill here. I'm sure it's made to look ancient, but on the back it's actually an invitation to the Old South Parade and Ball of the Kappa Alpha Order fraternity. So has their crest there. It's the Pi chapter. I'm not sure where that is. I'm sure you could look that up and figure out which university it came from. But May 11th, 1957, the replica Confederate States of America $1 bill / Kappa Alpha Old South Ball invitation. And this one's going to start at $2, and it is running. Hey, Robin's Nest of Papers, M. Honeybeam, thanks for the hearts, everyone. See if there's any interest in this. I know a couple of people had like bookmarked it or liked it or whatever. So, Looks like no interest in the 1957. So we'll rerun that one again before we end for the day. All right, let me just grab the next thing off the stack here. This is going to be 14. Hey, Mr. XS, thanks for coming in. Running all Ephemera today. Going to be trying to fly through this stuff pretty quick so that I can watch the Tennessee-Texas game, at around 3 or 3:30 here. So, hey, C. Edwards. So this is an 8x10 photograph. It looks like maybe it was a tour group. Can you imagine people congregating on the tarmac now? But they're all getting ready to board the plane. Lufthansa Airlines. It was Mueller Travel Bureau, 1963. I will mention it looks like the picture got torn here in the corner and somebody taped it back together there. So anyway, this photo of the old Boeing 707 from Lufthansa Airlines. So we'll start this, and it is running. Hey, Jason Hill 0187, thanks for coming in. Hope everybody's experiencing great weather today. It is absolutely beautiful here in East Tennessee. It's actually close to 80 today. Then we're supposed to get bad storms tomorrow, and it's supposed to get a little cooler down in the 60s or whatever. So nothing terrible, but hopefully the storms won't be too bad. Hey, DJ Overton, thanks for stopping in. Let me go and grab these, which is lot 20. This one is going to be the 3 studio portraits. All right, so the first one here is this mother and her kid, and it's from Oil City, Pennsylvania. I love the smile on the little girl's face there, and then there's her mom. Doesn't look quite as happy, but Art Nouveau Studio, Oil City, Pennsylvania is the first one. And then this one's from Cookeville, Tennessee. So, hey, thanks for the raid, Sarah Jane. Everybody make sure you're following Sarah Jane 62. We're getting ready to run this lot of studio photographs. And this one is from Harding Studio in Cookeville, Tennessee. I don't know if somebody wants to tag Millicent's Memories real quick. I know she collects stuff from the Upper Cumberland. But you have this lady with her big fur coat on. So you got that one. And then finally, hey, Saucy Stoner Chick, Mongo Files, all the people who came in from the raid. Then you have this very dour looking lady here, hand tinted. It looks like they've given her very rosy cheeks, which doesn't really go with her smile. But anyway, very rosy cheeks and no smile at all. That one's just Columbia Studios. And I could not figure out where it was because when you Google Columbia Studios, you get the movie studio. Oh, that's awesome. I went to school in Cookeville Tech, so that's up in my stomping grounds as well. So we're going to run all 3 of these starting at $3, and they're off and running. So you have the hand-tinted lady with the rosy cheeks, but no smile. And then you have the lady with the nice fur coat on from Cookeville, Tennessee, Harding Studio. And then finally you have the mother and her child. Right, and ooh, M Honeybean comes in at the last second. Thanks so much for the bid. Looks like these are going to come to you. I think you're a first-time buyer. Thank you so much. If I could find my nose flute, I'd play Rocky Top. Here it is. Yeah, usually when I have a first time... Ooh, can you check your payment there, M Honeybean? But I'll still play the nose flute. So we'll play quick Rocky Top since the game's today. This is my one musical talent in life. I don't have really any others, but here we go. Anyway, I would not recommend sharing a nose flute with anybody, but hopefully I didn't scare anybody away from the show with that. All right, I'm going to set this back for you, M. Honeybean, but yeah, please check your payment method there. And next up, we have Lot 11. Hey, the Puzzle Factory, thanks for coming in. All right, so this is from 1953, and it is the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And this is, I guess, the order of worship, for lack of a better term. It does have like where they've taped the binder, I guess, or the cover here on the very bottom. Also has, I guess, that might have been a price tag or something. The back looks exactly like the front. But if you go through this, it's just all the music they played during the coronation. Well, it gives you some information about the coronation here. And then you get, in case you wanted to recreate the royal coronation yourself, you could pull your organ out and play all the music. And then I think as you get back in here, it also has maybe some order worship stuff. I thought it did. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you could, preach the service as well. So anyway, that's what's next, and this will be have it as a $5 start, but I'm actually just going to start it at $3, and that is running. So 1953 coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. Order of worship. Hey, East Coast Cards. Hey, Jonablah. Desiree, thank you for coming in. Our Mill. Anybody else I've missed? All right, no interest in that. Into the basket of shame you go there. All right, I think this may have a pre-bid, so let's go and bring up lot 05. So these are two catalogs, and I know for sure one's a reproduction, but Herschel Spillman Company made like carousels and other amusement rides. I mean, they're general amusement outfitters. So some really cool images in these books. This one actually says that it's a reprint of by the Vestal Press. It does not say what year it was reprinted, but originally it was printed in 1911. So, but there's Mr. Herschel himself, and then you just have all kind of images in here. Well, you've got information about the equipment they sold, and then you have a lot of images of the stuff you could get. So there's the merry-go-round, there's a steam riding gallery, there's a park riding gallery. There's a group of not just horses, but attractive horses. We don't want ugly horses on our carousel. Then you got a couple of organs in here. Just different equipment. Then I think as you get on back here, there's the strongman thing where you ring the bell. There's some park swings. It seems like, yeah, and then there's a Ferris wheel. So you got that one. And this one, I also think it's a reproduction. Just it seems like the paper doesn't seem like it's that old, but I have found things in really good condition before, but there's nothing in here that indicates it's a reproduction. So whoever wins it can be the judge, but it's still very cool. So this is Spillman Engineering Corporation. And they must have bought, yeah, they're the ones who manufacture these. So I don't know if they bought the Herschel Spillman Company. So this very well could be a little newer anyway. But once again, a lot of really cool images. There's a carousel horses. There's how you put it together. So if you were needing to put together a carousel in your yard, you have that there. Hey, Drowning and stuff. Hey, Math Dog. Brebo, Omega Days, anybody else I missed. So anyway, you're going to get both these starting at $5, and it is off and running. UC Bears is in. Thank you so much, Keith, for the bid. But two very cool books with lots of very cool images. Hopefully everybody has an exciting weekend planned. I know I'll be watching basketball pretty much all weekend. I've got to go pick up some ephemera tonight from somebody in Oak Ridge, so I will be doing that this evening. All right, that's coming your way. So let me grab this next thing that I know also has a pre-bid. So this is very interesting. It's a handbook of surgery from, let's see, what was the year again? It was from 1960. So as you go through here, you can see it, who it belonged to up here, but it's just got all kind of information about, how to do different kinds of surgeries. So if you needed to do any home surgery, this is the book for you. There is some underlining throughout, well, I don't know if it's throughout the book, but at least in a couple of places. But anyway, there's the techniques of mouth to mouth. So this book here is starting at $3, and I believe, yeah, DIY. So if you need to, remove somebody's appendix or, any number of other surgeries, we got you covered here. All right, this is going to start, $3 start, 20 seconds. And Dry Creek Trading Company's in Andre's Court. Desiree, we have a lot of wannabe doctors in the show, it appears. I'll just state right now for the record, I am not liable for any surgeries that are botched. So you're on your own once you get the book. Hey, Blue Rivian. So many fills. Anybody else I missed? Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that will be coming your way. Slide. Oh, let me put this back on the book it goes with. Let's see. We'll run the photo album, I guess, coming up after this next thing. So, yeah. But if you'd have won the book, Andres, you'd have had to try something. So, all right, let's do lot 18. Instant Family here. This is a hand-tinted photo of a little girl. I don't know the exact year, but if you look on the back, it's got, I guess they wanted her hair to be blonde, her eyes to be blue, her dress to be medium blue, and the trim to be white. And, this is the order number and everything. It does, doesn't have a year, but it was Sherry Lynn Moore. She was 20 months old when this was done. And they did a good job tinting her up there. So this thing is 13 3/4 by 10.5. So a pretty large photo. So we'll see if anybody's interested in Sherry for their collection. And we are off and running. And then in addition to the photo albums, I have a couple of lots of postcards as well that we'll go through. So we're 30 minutes into the show, so I think we're doing good on time. Hey, McGillicuddy, thank you for stopping by. Anybody else I missed? All right, no interest in that. All right, let me pull the first of these. Well, I got to dig down to those. Let me do a few more things, and then we'll get to the photo albums. All right, so this is a Rudyard Kipling book. I don't know the exact year, but here it's Plain Tales from the Hills by Rudyard Kipling. It's published by Sears. There is a little bit of, you can see the binding starting to come apart a little bit. It is still attached. I think this is from the Kingsport Press here in Tennessee. It's from J.H. Sears and Company Publishers, and then I think it was printed. Yeah, printed in the Kingsport Press in Kingsport, Tennessee. So, but anyway, an old book here. This will start at $3, and it is off and running. Hey, Family First 303. Thank you, Andre's Court. Plain Tales from the Hills. I bought out a huge book collection. I think I already sold one in the Buy It Now before the show started, but actually just sold a first edition of Phantom of the Opera on eBay that went for a whole lot more than I thought it would be than it would. So I was excited about that. That was probably the best book in the whole lot. But it was one of my start an auction at 99 cents and see how it goes. So All right, Andres Court, thank you so much. Got up there. And let me just go ahead and grab these two things. I'm trying to get all these small things out of the way so I can get to the albums. So this is going to be lot 28. All right, so this is going to be a 1925 The Meaning of Prayer book, and then a 1941 New Testament. And this originally belonged to Chaplain Captain Hall Barrett in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's got a note to Hall with the sincere love and prayer that this little book may make your prayer life real and uplifting. So, but there you go. Copyright 1915, but I think this was a 1925 edition of it. Once again, got a little bit of wear. There are notes written throughout it. Oops, that's something stuck in there. And then we'll see what this is. Harry Ward Beecher was a Protestant preacher, so some little note they've written and stuck in there. And then you also get this 1941 New Testament. See, it does have some wear on the cover. But this was the Cumberland Bible Institute, Livingston, Tennessee. So anyway, you're going to get both those for a $3 start. And it is off and running. Hey, Tiffany Land. Hey, History Traders. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Dry Creek, for the bid. Hey, 918 Estate Sale Pros. Blissfully embellished design. Appreciate everybody who's stopping by today. As I mentioned, I'll probably finish up earlier than I normally do. I'm going to watch the Tennessee-Texas basketball game. Go Vols. And then that's what I'll be doing all weekends, watching basketball. This gets into my watching basketball time of the year. In fact, now that I'm self-employed, I can, watch as much as I want. But even back when I was like in the corporate world, I always took the Thursday and Friday off the first week of the NCAA tournament. So let me go ahead and do these old books here. Let me get through all the books we have. So this one's going to be an 1895 book. And it's in very good condition. It's called Beyond the Aris or Eris. And it's by Bliss Carmen, I believe it is. Let's see what it says inside. So it does have a name here, and it's 1900, December 20. So it must have been a Christmas gift to somebody. There is just a little bit of separation there, but it's still really firmly attached. A little less so at the bottom if you can see it wiggle a little bit. But here we go, 1899. This is a Book of the Unseen by Bliss Carmen. So I think it's poetry mainly. But you have some cool illustrations like this, and then you have the poems that are in the book. Let's see if there's any other illustrations. Yeah, so here's a song before sailing. That stormy blown halloo. That's not a word you hear much anymore. And how often do you see the word palpable in a poem? So here's At the Granite Gate. So anyway, overall, really good condition for its age. Being 125 years old, roughly 126 years old. So we're going to run this 20 seconds, and it is going. Thank you, Andres. Hey, Meg Pop, Michael, Vin, Ricky Tango, anybody else I've missed? Sweet Hummingbird Dream Deals. Thank you for coming in. Doing ephemera and some books thrown in for good measure today. We have a couple of really nice photo albums, so stick around for those. And that will be coming your way, Andres. And then we have a couple more books here. I like this one a lot. It's in good condition for one, but it's a humor book, and it is from 1926, and it's called the Photographed album, which is how we say photograph here in East Tennessee. Oh, congratulations on unlocking bronze, Andres. Make sure you go up and claim your coupon up top. So this is by Frank Wing. But if you look in here, it's originally 1915. This was the enlarged edition from 1926. But it has these funny photographs well, not necessarily funny, but then the text is funny. Why, how do you do, Mrs. Miggs? Come right on in. Ma's just run over to Smith's a minute to borrow some thread and some molasses and a couple of eggs, I guess. So, anyway, there's these photographs of each person and then the humorous story about them. So, all the way back to the back. That's Percy Reed there. So, that book starting at $5 from 1926, and it is Off and Running. Thank you, Andres. Thank you, Desiree. Yeah, they are. I guess that's a good way to put it. They are like original memes. There's Uncle Jed Doty and his wife, Aunt Phoebe. He's Ma's half brother, and he's an awful good singer. And used to travel with Doc Lighthall. He's handsome too, I think. But Aunt Phoebe ain't very. So, all right, Andres. Thank you. Thank you. And let's see, let me grab, I think I just have like maybe one more book. So we'll go ahead and do that one. And this one's a kid's book. And it is called Stagecoach Sam. Get that one pinned. So this is Stagecoach Sam by Sanford Toosey, author of the Cowboy Tommy books. It does have a little bit of wear on the cover, as you can see here. It's also on the back. And once you get inside, it's in pretty good shape. There's the inside cover page. You can see the Native Americans or Indians getting ready to maybe attack the stagecoach here. I guess there's Stagecoach Sam. And so this was given love from Mother and Daddy to Robert, Christmas of 1943. So I will not read you the whole book. We could have story time, but lots of cool illustrations in here, color illustrations and black and white as well. So we'll go ahead and start this one. This one will be a $3 start, and it is Off and Running for Stagecoach Sam. Let's look at the start at the back and go forward. All right. Hello, interest in Mr. Sam there. All right, let me grab. All right, let's run this. So we'll do some cigarette cards. I have 2 whole sets. I actually came across like 40 sets of cigarette cards, so just going to start slowly bringing them out in the shows. This one is, and I just pulled the 2 off the top, so I'm not even sure exactly what the subject matter is all about, other than they are gems of Belgian architecture. And I'm going to leave them there. The whole set's in this, it's completely in a binder here. It says I'm going to start it at 30, but I'm actually going to start it at 25. So that's 50 cents a card, which I think is pretty reasonable. And here's the fronts, and then the backs. Will's Cigarettes, Bristol and London. And these just have different architecture from different cities. But it is the complete set of 50. They all appear to be in decent shape. I mean, there are, I see some little corner dinks and stuff on some of them. But if you were to put that together yourself, I'm sure it would be take forever. So anyway, I've already done all the work for you. So here you go. So let me start auction. I'm going to start it at 25 for all 50, and that is running. Hey, Cat's Dance Mom, thanks for coming in. Make sure you're following Cat's Dance Mom. She's just recently started doing live shows. Make sure you check out the catalog. We have a couple of really cool photo albums coming up. All right, no interest in those. Let me just run the next set too real quick just to see if there's any interest in them, and then that will get those out of the way. So this one is, these are all ship's badges. So, I mean, this one says 1 in 100, Semper Idem. I'm not sure what ships all these come from, but once again, it's a complete set of 50. and it gives information about them on the back. So as you can see, there's five sheets of 10 cards in each one. So complete set of 50 ship's badges, cigarette cards. We'll start that one as 25 as well. And that's off and running. Hey, Sarah HCC, thanks for coming in. Anybody else that I've missed? I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures, doing Ephemera with a few books today. I think we've done all the books, though. I'm almost down to where, actually I can grab, no, I can't quite grab the photo albums yet. Oh, lied, here's one more book. This one's kind of like a photo album, though. This is, I guess it would be kind of like, the magazines you get at the checkout stand at the grocery store now. So this is a souvenir album of prominent players, and best I can tell, it's from the early 1900s, but it's just, and it has been like repaired. I guess the cover was coming off with the binding tape, but it is just pictures. Oh, skip the title page here. Yeah, so souvenir album of prominent players published under the auspices of the Actors Fund of America. So these are just all actors and actresses of the early 1900s. So there's Lillian Russell, Eleanor Robson. And as you can see, I mean, the binding is a little loose there, which is probably why it has the binding tape on it. Henrietta, E.H. Southern. This is Chaz Klein's American play The Lion and the Mouse. I've had some postcards. At one of my postcard shows, I sold a set of postcards from The Lion and the Mouse. I love her outfit. I'm just showing, there's pictures on both sides. So just seeing the ones on the right side here. Robert Hilliard. So let me go ahead and start this and I'll continue to flip through it. Just a $5 start on this one. Pretty sure it's early 1900s, possibly late 1800s, but more likely early 1900s. All right, that's running. There's Madame Nazamora. William Faversham. There's the Golden Voice singer Metz Wilson. Mr. Henry Harris. There's Jules Murray Stars. All right, no interest in that. I thought that might be one that would have some interest, but we'll run it again at the end of the show. Move this out of the way. All right, here's the first of the photograph albums. So I am going to tag a few people here real quick because I know there was some, I had mentioned it, and we'll tag Millicent's Memories. And anybody else you think might like photo albums, I'd appreciate any tags you can give me. I can't type today. I know that. There we go. All right, so this is lot number 1. Let me bring it up. And this is just really, really interesting. Thanks for the tags, everyone. So it says it's a photograph album. This is done more like a scrapbook. It's kind of a combination of some things taped and some things with photo corners. And I am going to take my phone off here where I can show everything. So most of these are from the 40s, but for some reason they put this ski jump picture in here in the front from the 20s. So they probably added it after the fact, but it says it's 1923. And you got the guy coming down the ski jump. And then you also have like a Badlands National Monument sticker that somebody's put in here. And that one says 1948. So then you get into the photos. And best I can tell, this was like a cross-country trip because the pictures are literally from, one end of the country to the other. Here's another Badlands. Here's Mount Rushmore you can see in the background there. And there's another picture of Mount Rushmore. But the cool thing is they documented everything here. So Yellowstone Park, Pikes Peak, etc. September 18th to 28th, 1948. And it just gives a travel log of their whole trip. Here they are at the Hillcrest Cabins. Here's the Badlands. Sorry about the glare. Try to get it where it's not too bad on there. So you can see they did a lot of documentation. Then here's a little matchbook from the Black Hills Cafe taped in there. Then a couple of these mini type postcards, or I guess they probably came out of a little booklet. Here's Badlands National Monument, and then I'm assuming that's in the Badlands somewhere. These are actually like on the paper that's inside the album. Yeah, so here's more. And as I mentioned, it's kind of a combination of some things are taped. Yes, old, new, used. I certainly can. We'll rerun that right after the photo album. In fact, let me grab it, and so I don't forget. And then here's some kind of brochure, I guess. What happened to make the Badlands? Blah blah blah. Here's the Fossil Museum and Petrified Forest. Here's says wanted to take and got took. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing there. Hey, Hokey Scott. Here's Dot and I in the Badlands. So they're in the Badlands right now. There's the Petrified Forest. And there they are, Rapid City, I think it says. Here they are at Yellowstone, or on way to Yellowstone. They're not at Yellowstone yet. Here they are entering the first tunnel, first something tunnel. And you have some newspaper clippings they stuck in there. There's Mount Rushmore from the distance. I guess you can see it back there somewhere. Then here's the entrance to Yellowstone, Shoshone Dam. So I've been to Shoshone Falls. I did not go to the dam, but there's Yellowstone National Park. Then you have some more of the little postcards. Here's a ranch in Wyoming. Wonder if that's the Yellowstone Ranch. And then here we have some bears. So my friends, look at all the bears. And there's one that's coming closer. I'm sure everybody was feeding them back then. Welcome into everybody. I'm not doing a good job keeping up with the chat right this second, but appreciate everybody who's coming in. And then here's waiting for Old Faithful. And I guess there's Old Faithful maybe. And there are more people waiting down there. There's another bear. You got a couple of postcards. And as I mentioned, I mean, some things are in with photo corners. Some things are taped. I think some things might even be glued. It's kind of a combination. There's some waterfall. There's Bear Lake in Yellowstone. There's a moose in Yellowstone. There's Old Faithful again. But this just keeps going and going. So Deadwood, Wyoming, Great Tetons, and there are all the cards. There's Yellowstone. And whoops. There's a picture of Mount Rushmore there. And then there's Dot at the Wagon Wheel Cabin. And that one's in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, it looks like. And here's Cave of the Winds. I'd love to go out. I have not been out to these places yet, out west. Here's Rabbit's Ear Pass in Colorado. Try to go through a little quicker, I guess. Here's a couple of the smaller postcard type things. Here's a postcard of the Mormon Tabernacle. So they must have made it to Salt Lake City. There's a tour brochure. Looks like a little stamp of some sort. And then you get another short trip to Niagara Falls, Canada. So now we're in a different part of the country. So Niagara Falls, there's the Mountie. And they said they entered Canada through that tunnel. I've actually been over the bridge in Detroit, but not through the tunnel, I don't think. So, like, here's one that was taped on, but then these are in with photo corners. And, well, it's taped there on the corner. So, Windsor, Canada. There's Niagara Falls, 1949. I guess they stayed at the Hilltop Cabins. Here's some postcards. And then this one's around Lake Michigan, Mackinac Island, 1950. So all the documentation about when they went there. I did have a photo earlier, Millicent, that was from a studio in Cookeville, Tennessee that I can run again if you want me to. There's a postcard from Casa Loma. And then here's I guess that's a ticket of some sort. And here's a cold, rainy day at Mackinac Island. Brr. 1950. There's the cars all lined up, I guess, for a ferry, maybe. And we have another photo album that's really just as cool as this one. It's not quite as big, but it's very cool too. So stick around for that. There's some a soap wrapper from a hotel. It says this picture should have been censored. I don't know what. I guess she's just because she's not smiling. But picnic at Beulah, Michigan. Visiting the fort, I think it says. Then now they're at the Ozarks in 1950. And you have a couple of postcards here. Stark Caverns, I think it is. And then here's our cabin in Mexico, Missouri, maybe, in 1950. So that's where they stayed. Here he is taking a break, having him a drink. She's got her a bottle of Coke or something there as well. And then this looks like a ferry that they're getting ready to cross the river. Another postcard. And we got some more postcards. Another soap wrapper. Some more postcards. And then we have a 6465 motel in Conway, Arkansas. And then more pictures of the motel. And now here's Chicago, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. So this was November 10th to 21st, 1951. So there's all the description of that there. Here's a service station they must have stopped at. Appreciate everybody coming in today. Showing this photo album right now. We have one more photo album we'll go through as well. I will not have a show next week. My grandbaby's going to be in town, so looking forward to that. So I'll be taking a break next Friday, but then be back on the last weekend of March. So into a run of postcards here. And then there's I guess a entry ticket type thing to the Petrified Forest. There's some more tickets and a photo. And these more appear to be taped in back here. Although, no, we're back to photo corners again. There's a yucca plant. There's the Grand Canyon. But yeah, the documentation, this is what is so cool. I mean, they've identified people. They've written notes on the pictures. They've included the itineraries and notes from the trip. They're standing on this dangerous ledge right here. There's some more postcards just about to the end now. So that, then now we're in Mexico, actually in Mexico. There's Pancho. Visitors welcome. And here's a postcard from Juarez, Mexico. So like a real photo postcard there, it looks like. Here's warning to travelers, quarantines on plant materials from Mexico. And then here's Alexandria, Louisiana. I'm not sure how that one got stuck in there, but they're picnicking and whatever they're doing here. couple more postcards. We got some loose stuff back here in the back. Here's more itinerary or, diary, notes, stuff. Then we have some brochures from Pikes Peak, Royal Gorge, Seven Falls, and Badlands. It looks like history of the Badlands. Some more postcards. I think that's it. There's the Alamo, King's Rest. And then here's a newspaper clipping. It must have been like from 1960s because it talks about the World's Fair coinciding with the 68 Olympics. Look, Hawaii round trip by jet from Chicago, $358. And that would be it. So let me turn this back over and get the thing back up here. Oops, sorry about that. I just turned my phone off. There we go. I'm back. Sorry about that. I hit the power button on my phone, or the screen thing on my phone. All right, so we will go ahead and start this. I was going to start at 30, but I'll start it at 20. And we'll just do 20 seconds, and it is off and running. So just kind of quickly go through it as we get bids. But yeah, just to find one that has all this documentation and everything, a lot of times I find photo albums and you have no clue who they are or what they were doing, anything like that. So it's nice to find them with all the itineraries and such. And Tackle Finder, thank you so much. That is coming your way. Let me run and get my little vacuum cleaner here real quick. And then I had a request to rerun this book. Hold on just a second. Let me grab my vacuum cleaner. I'm going to clean up after myself here. All right, sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't make anybody deaf. All right, so I'm going to rerun this book real quick. Lot 10. All right, we've already looked at it, so let me go ahead and start the auction, and I'll just kind of flip through it. So run that, 20 seconds, and it's off and running. But yeah, lots of cool pictures of actors and actresses from the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. So William Faversham, I like all the little illustrations. I'm sure these were all big stars back in the day. Don't know that I've heard of any of them. Minnie Dupree, maybe that name sounds familiar. Madge Fox, vaudeville's favorite comedian. Lasky and Rolfe. The Mittenthal brothers. There's Charles Klein. See, and I was saying earlier, thank you, Tackle Finder. I had some postcards like a couple of shows ago that were from The Lion and the Mouse. So it was interesting to see that in there. All right, let me get me a drink of water here real quick. All right, since I know Millicent's Memories is in the room, I'll go ahead and run this real quick. She might be the only one who's interested in it. It's cool, but it's local to Upper East Tennessee, or Upper Middle to Middle Tennessee. I was going to say Upper East Tennessee, but so this is a Sparta, Tennessee scrapbook. Let me see if the best way to show this is. Let me take this off. Yeah, I know that's funny, old no used. It's funny how you can run something that doesn't get any bids, and if somebody would have bid that time. So if you had not been distracted, you'd have got it for $5. But anyway, the cover of this scrapbook's really cool, though. It's got people's names and just different scenes from like a typical, I guess, teenager in the 50s. So this is from the 50s. Overall, it's an okay shape. I mean, the corner binding's a little bent up, and I'll just let you know when I ship this, I'm going to kind of to fit in a 18-inch box because it's 18 and a quarter. This will be folded up just a very tad, so just to let you know that. But yeah, here's the copyright. The album itself was made in 1950. So if we look inside, this is somebody's scrapbook. They did come back later and add these, I guess, reunion photographs. But most of it's just a lot of sports and other clippings from newspapers from the 50s. But they've gone through and put names on everyone. Here's the faculty. Yeah, so here's the faculty. This is White County High School, which is in Sparta. Correct, Millicent's memories? I think that's right. Here's the drum majors. Unfortunately, somebody got killed by a hit and run driver. I guess Mr. Cunningham there. And they did catch the guy. They called him a death driver. Then here's where Sparta was a 13-0 victor. Sparta trims McMinnville. I've got a brother who lives in McMinnville. Oh, that's cool, Millicent. Cookeville, just seeing, I went to school in Cookeville, as I mentioned earlier. Here's Shelbyville. So it's very heavy on the sports side of things here. A lot of clippings from football games and basketball. Here's the ladies' basketball team. There's the men's basketball team. Student council. I like the Dr. Pepper signs there. That's the concessions area of the Beta Club. Well, it's 1950, so it ranges. I think it starts in 1950 or 1951. I think it goes all the way up to 1954, I believe. I'll mention the dates. Tobbits. I don't think I did. I don't know. Maybe Millicent's memories knows some people with that last name. She's lived there her whole life. I just went to school in Cookeville, so I was there for 5 years, not 4 years. It did take me 5 years to get out of college, but there's a ticket stub. So more football stuff here. Here's a ticket to the football game in 1952. Here's the Nashville Banners 1952 All-Middle Tennessee team. Ed Cantrell, that name sounds familiar for some reason. Maybe he became a coach or something. Here we're into basketball. More football. Here's Sparta Doubters of the American Revolution medalist. Here's the Sparta, I guess the whole Sparta Warriors team. And as you can see, the page, the pages are shedding a little bit on the edges and stuff. As is normal for these kind of things. The pages get a little brittle. But overall, it's in decent condition. Everything is taped in. So here's a ticket to the play from well, that one doesn't have a date, but we're in 52 and 53 now. So Sarah Jo Snodgrass was named White County's Mrs. Norge. There's a Tom Thurman. See if see how many of these names Millicent's memories heard. Here's some people who got married. Mr. and Mrs. Herschel Gaines Swindell. And it was class night. Here's We Shook the Family Tree. And then here's Mr. and Mrs. Robert Lee Swindell. Again, there's Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth Ray Broyles. And then here's Sparta girl named Evan Secretary. Miss Gail Hudgens. Here's The Valley of the Ghost, a mystery play. And then here's Beverly Jett. Mr. and Mrs. Beverly Jett. Here's a little piggy. So getting close to the back here now. There's the football roster. So now we're into 1953, 1954. Gainsboro. Whenever I was in school in Cookeville was a dry county, so we'd have to drive to Gainsboro to go to the liquor store. And my senior year, I was on a first name basis with them because I had my very last semester in school. So they changed from quarters to semesters while I was in school, and you had to fill out these worksheets so you knew like everything converted from quarter hours to semester hours. So I met with my advisor and applied for graduation, and when they came back and said, "Oh, you're lacking one elective credit," I'm like, "Well, we went through all this." So I ended up having to stay in school one whole extra semester and take, I think it was philosophy or something like that. So I had one 1 hour class for the whole semester, and I was working at a convenience store, but other than that, I just didn't really do anything but play pool. So it was a fun last semester before I had to get out into the real world. So I got pretty good at pool that semester, though. I will say that. Me and a guy named Stuart Smith, another Stuart, uh, he was one of my best friends in college, and he was actually from Rickman, Millicent's Memory. So I don't know if you know Stuart Smith or not. Um, but yeah, we hung out a lot my last year in school. So I think this is the last page. Yep. So here's some new recording artists, and I think these were like people who were in the school or something. Yeah, here's Know Your ABCs. Johnny Ward was adorable. Nancy Wakefield was bashful. Betty Little was cute. Then you have the Boy of the Month. So, all right. So this whole photo album. Let me get this back on the. Whoa! Sorry about that. Phone down. Phone down. Yep, Stuart Smith. Do you know him? Oh, okay. Yeah, I went. I know he lived in Rickman, and I can remember going to his house one time, which is the only time I've ever been to Rickman. So we'll go ahead and run this. This one's going to start at $6 and 20 seconds, and it's off and running. I'm not going to go through it again. So everybody saw what was in there. Yeah, he actually lives here in Knoxville now. Um, but yeah, he was an upper. Why do I keep saying upper? He was a Middle Tennessee boy, so Jamestown. So yeah, Jamestown's in that same area, isn't it? Millicent's Memories. Yeah, so my brother lives in McMinnville, so sometime we go up there and rent cabins at not Fall Creek Falls. What's the other one? Um, what's the other one that's near Fall Creek Falls? All right, Grandma Sherry, thank you. Appreciate the bits on that, everyone. All right, I'm going to vacuum again, so everybody cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. All right, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do this last photo album here real quick. It's because I want to make sure we get that out of the way. Then I have some binders of postcards and then a few other small lots. As I mentioned, I'm trying to get out of here kind of early today to watch the Tennessee game. So, hey, Tree City Sports Cards. Oh, awesome. Yeah, and for anybody just coming in, I hadn't been doing a good job keeping up with the chat since I've been running these postcards and scrapbooks and stuff. But I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures, doing Ephemera today. Going to be trying to get off here about 3 today to watch the basketball game. So, hey, Wes, it's my podcast compatriot, Wes from the Slim Flippers. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if you search for Finders Flippers Resale Podcast on YouTube, you can find us. We put out new episodes every week, so appreciate you going out there on YouTube and giving us a follow. We'll have another live show hopefully here pretty soon once we get to 300 subscribers. So, all right, so this is another very cool Oh, you're over at the thrift shop? I went there this morning, so I just missed you. Yeah, we had a new thrift shop open right down from my house, and I like it so far. So better than any of the other thrift shops in the area. Yeah, I bought quite a bit this morning. Got a Grateful Dead t-shirt, was my favorite thing I found. So, all right. So this photograph album is best I could tell, it was a German family that came over here to the States. Oh, let me pin this real quick. And did a Western trip, like a trip of the Western U.S. And it's in this Wisconsin Dells souvenir album with the Native American on the front here. It appears to be like suede leather, and it does leave, like, we'll probably see a little bit of a dust on the table there. So let me go in and pull my camera off. See if I can do this without making y'all too dizzy. And this is detached. I'm going to move it out of the way for right now. I'll stick it back in there whenever we get finished. So this one is from the 1930s, I believe. The other one we looked at was from the 40s and 50s. So lots of cool car pictures in this one. I got the guy standing next to his old car there, and then the other guy sitting on the fender. Then you have, I assume this is at the Wisconsin Dells, you have the Native American in front of the teepee. You see lots of teepees back there. And this one's pretty well documented as well, but it's in German. But this does say Dells, Wisconsin, and it was in August of 1937, and then some kind of German writing there. These, I think, are mostly in there with photo corners. So, as I mentioned, this one's not quite as big as the other one, but really just as cool. So, scoot this over. This one, yeah, some kind of German word. Then it looks like they're shooting bow and arrows here. But 1937. Then here's somebody out swimming in the lake. Then I love this guy on the motorcycle here. Here's another man shaking hands with a Native American. And then he's out in his boat. It's another motorcycle picture. Welcome in, Will Gigger, Couples Collectibles. Hey, Inked Pulp. Looking through this photo album right now. And then here's Lover's Leap, it says, in Illinois. I guess maybe this is Lover's Leap. Look at that big old bear. That is one big bear. I guess it's a grizzly bear. Could just be like a brown bear, but then there's some boats on the river down here, and then there's some people sitting on a rock. Now they're out in Los Angeles, so you can see all the nice big houses in the background. I guess they're probably doing maybe like a tour of the Stars homes or something like that. Typical Los Angeles street scene there with all the palm trees. And as I mentioned, I'm pretty sure this was a German family since most things are written in German, as you can see there. But Los Angeles, California still. Get the old car in front of the house there. More Los Angeles pictures. Plenty of palm trees. Nice house there. Well, if I can get the little page thing to turn. There we go. Yeah, if anybody can read German there, but still in 1931. I think we may be in San Francisco now. I think the next page, yeah, San Francisco. There we go. So you can see I'm looking down one of the big hills in San Francisco. And here's, I don't know if he's doing something with this car here. I don't know if, I guess they're just on a dirt road somewhere. In San Francisco Park, it says. Yeah, this one looks like he's run off the road almost, but he doesn't look too unhappy about it. But the car looks like it's kind of down in a ditch. Got his big traveling trunk on the back there. I wonder what was there. It almost looks like it's got a little double exposure going on there. Now we're in Washington, D.C., so we went all the way from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. Wonder how many people have taken this picture, exact picture over the years in front of the White House there. Then you got the U.S. Capitol. Look at all the old cars out front. I doubt if you can park that close anymore. Then I guess that's one of the guys who went on the trip. Hey, BB, how you doing? Now they're at the zoo. You can see, I think it's maybe the, is this the one? No, this one did not, I didn't see any animals. I think it's the next one. You can see some lions. But they're at the zoo. I assume this is the Washington, D.C. Zoo. Yeah, here's the one. You can see the lions up on top of the rock there. Here we are out in front of their car. There's a lot of pictures with their cars in this one. I don't know if this is where they were staying or something. Hey, plus size cows, thanks for coming in. Looks like this guy might be out fishing somewhere. And then looks like maybe they're at a lake. You can see the sailboat in the background. So out enjoying the day at the lake. Somebody else with their car again. And we got another missing picture. You always wonder what got taken out. And you got these two guys with their car. And I'm not sure where this one was taken, but out in front of the water somewhere. And as I mentioned, all these appear to be in with photo corners, so no taped photos or anything. Yeah, overall, this album's in pretty good condition to be from the 30s. They're standing in front of a waterfall. I don't know if this is Niagara Falls or another waterfall, but missing, I think that might be it. Let's see. Yep, that is all of them. So let me flip back to the beginning. Yeah, you can see, as I mentioned, the leather is kind of flaky, but yeah, you can see down there. So we'll definitely have to vacuum after this one. Probably need to go rinse my hands off after this one too. All right, so we're going to start this one. Once again, I said I'll start at 30, but I'll start it at 20. And we'll run it for 20 seconds. I'll flip through while it's running, and here we go. Got the Native Americans, people with their car, shooting bow and arrows. We had the, here's the guy on the motorcycle. More Native Americans, the guy in his boat. A lot of car pictures in this one. So if you like cars, it's a good album for you. All from the 1930s. There's the big grizzly bear. I didn't mention, if you weren't in here at first, it's got the cool cover from the Wisconsin Dells. Overall, it's in really good shape, other than the fact it gets brown stuff everywhere. So, all right, Andres, thank you so much. All right, let me see if I can clean the table off now. Maybe I should have run that last. All right, cover your ears again. Here we go. Well, it came up pretty well. I know this is why some people wear gloves during their shows. I know, but all right. So let me go ahead and just start going through the rest of the stuff. Still got about 45 minutes or 40 minutes before I'm going to call it quits for today. Let me see. Hey, Vintage Memories. Hi, Ellen Jonelle. Lynn at home. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Hokey Scott. I think I said hi to you earlier. All right, so we're going to do like 26. Just going to try to get through everything before I have to go. I do have two big postcard things. Maybe I should run them next because it will take a second to get through those. So this is going to be 1940 Methodist Church Membership Manual, and then a John the Apostle booklet. This one is from, I think this is just like the one that was in that miscellaneous slide. Yeah, 1922. So you got this membership manual, all about how to be a member of the Methodist Church, I guess, and then a Gospel of John. So one from 1940, one from 1922. Let me go ahead and just, let me pin. I guess I never pinned it. Hold on. Pin item. All right, let me start this. This will be a $3 start for both books, and it is running. And if you see anything in the catalog you want me to go ahead and run right now, just put that lot number in the chat and I'll get right to it. I want to make sure I get everything run that people do want to see. All right, no interest in that. That'll go into the bin of shame there. Let's try this one here. Lot 34. This is an old National Geographic, almost 100 years old. So this is from 1926. So I guess next year, in about a year and a couple of months, it'll be considered an antique. I guess now it's still vintage, but it's from October 1926. Lots of really cool ads in here. You got Tiffany and Company. You have RCA Radio. This one's in really good shape. There's a safety Stutz. The new safety Stutz. Encyclopedia Britannica, or the Internet of the Day. Here's an ad for the Canard SS Scythia, Mediterranean. Anyway, then you get into the images that you expect to see. There's a cool Fire Patrol flying boat. That's neat. There are a few full color photos as well. And there's a watch ad. It does have a little tear on the back cover here, but overall in very good shape for a 1926 National Geographic. So we'll see if there's any interest in it. All right, I'll do the postcard albums next, Tackle Finder. We'll start this one, and it is running. 1926 National Geographic with some cool ads and in really good condition. There's a Buick ad. Probably get more for the ads than you can for the magazine. Thank you, Andres Court. All right, that is coming your way. All right, let's do these postcard albums. And I think I'm finally, these came from a different collection than the farmhouse postcards we've been running, but I do have still one whole box of those other postcards too. So we might do at least one more postcard show. No sci-fi magazines today. Occasionally I have like old popular science magazines, and I have had actual science fiction magazines before as well, but I don't have any right now. I don't think anywhere in my inventory. So, all right. So this is going to be 72 antique and vintage postcards in a binder. The binder's not included unless I choose to include it. Depends on, how it works with the shipping. I may, rather than pull them all out. I think every one of these I've said the binder's not included. I've included the binder. So anyway, most likely you'll get it, but that is at my discretion. All right, so let me see if I can show these. Okay, let me write those down, Andre, so I don't forget, and we'll run those after the postcards. 03, 19, and 25. I got them written down. Let's see if I can minimize the glare here. So, Arrivederci Presto. And that looks like a Christmas or New Year's postcard of some sort. I think we can, I think these are just, for the most part, one in here. So we can see what's on the back. So far, they seem like they're mostly foreign. Well, actually, these aren't foreign. These are just the pre-printed U.S. It says, wear your red feather proudly. Charleston, West Virginia. And then this one, same. Yeah, they're just letters to somebody. Then we have some waterfalls. That one looks like it does have maybe a little bit of condition issues. Here's a real photo postcard of a cabin of some sort. Here's the Jefferson Hotel in Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, these came out of scrapbooks here. Then there's that one. This one does look like it's got a crease in it. Here's the suspension bridge in Cincinnati. And then North Lake Park in Mansfield, Ohio. Scrapbook for sure. This one's 1940. This one's 1932. This looks like a foreign real photo postcard. Let's see. I mean, I would probably call most of the ones I've seen maybe fair condition, because a lot of them do have corner dings. But I'll try to point out the major flaws if I see any. Here's the Masonic Temple. And then here's another one of these, just regular postcards. Charleston, West Virginia again. This looks like it has two of them, because here's the front of another one. Here's a Thanksgiving postcard here. Then here's Flagging the Fast Mail. Here's A Few Brief Words, a Cupid postcard. Here's the backs of these. So 1912 it looks like on that one. That one's sorry about the glare, 1909. And then, not sure, that one's probably early 1900s as well. Then here's Last Day of Summer, 1905. Christmas Greetings. And then Many Happy Returns. Here's the backs of those. Then we have another Christmas one here with birds. And then Welcome to Montgomery, West Virginia, the best town in the country. And then here's a Remember Me. Feels like it's very well embossed there. 1910, 1912, 1908 on that one. Here's a boat. Here's a Love's Token. Here's a Easter Greetings. This one does have some wear along the edges there. There's the backs of these. And then there's What Are You Doing, Bridget? That's what that says. And here's a couple of flowers. Hey, Bill Y, Mary N, Buku Vintage, thanks for coming in. Greg, Ken, anybody else I missed? Going through this postcard album now. We've done some photo albums today and just lots of miscellaneous things. Going to be ending right about 3 today to watch the Tennessee game. Let me see. Well, yeah, it's 14 minutes left to go in the Ole Miss Auburn game. If anybody cares, Auburn is beating Ole Miss 41-35. There's a turkey. Here's a boat. Here's a birthday postcard. Oops. There's the backs of those. Then we have this anchor. Then we have a George Washington. There's a Christmas one there. When I say there's 72 total postcards in here. Undivided back one there. There's the backs of those. That one came out of a scrapbook, it looks like. Here's the Midnight Challenge. This one's got a lot of wear around the edges. There is Happy Cordial Thanksgiving. And then there's To My Dear Mother. Isn't that sweet? Nope. Big Ball, not today. The closest we had, one of the photo albums was almost like a diary, but that's already run. It was a trip, kind of like a travel log almost. There's just some kind of postcard. Congratulate, a birth postcard. And then here is Love at Its Height. Got the guy on the ladder, or they're both on the ladder kissing. That looks dangerous. Here's the backs of these. Then here's another Christmas one. Got these 4 lovely ladies for friendship's sake. There's a best wishes. Here's the backs of these. Then we have a love symbols. Then a Merry Christmas. And what's that one say? Sincere regards. Getting close to the end here. Here's the backs of these. 1911, 1911, 1911. All three of those. Just for you. And then here's Hope for a Thousand Longings. And you have this lady on a horse. It's this Frontier Centennial, Fort Worth, Texas. Now we get into, they're on both sides. So some kind of photo, I guess, of different stars of the day, maybe. Look like silent movie stars. You're struck something pretty nice here. This one looks to be in pretty bad condition. Just another regular pre-stamped postcard. Here's the Marines hymn. Here's Sitting on Top of the World. That one's definitely got a lot of wear there. Then here's Keep 'em Flying. Here's the backs of those. Here's You Need the Church. Come to church Sunday. There's a carnation. And then here's an owl with a 1920 like Easter seal type stamp on it. Here's the backs of these. Here's some kind of humor postcard. And then here's They Go Wild, Simply Wild Over Me, because they have the booze in the back. Then you got this goose honking at this little kid who's crying. There's the backs of these. Looks like most of these came from Virginia, West Virginia, as far as where they were sent from. Coleman Brothers in Victor, West Virginia. And then here's Pennsylvania Depot in Valparaiso, Indiana. Here's Main Street and Cats. As soon as I said Virginia, they're from everywhere but there. This one's got some corner dings and such. Ooh, I like the red on the back of that one. Valparaiso postcard. And then here's another Valparaiso, Indiana. That's some kind of cave. Oh, a saltpeter cave. I used to go in a saltpeter cave around Cookville when I was in school. And I think this is the last page. So there is American Museum of Natural History. Here's something else in Valparaiso, Indiana. And then finally, this one's got a pretty big chunk out right here, but that is the Canard, the Augustana, maybe. It's ripped right where you would need to read it, but yeah, you can see the wear along the bottom of that one. All right, so all 72 of those. Oops, I never pinned it. Let's see, let me pin 72. All right, let me get this back up here. And we'll just kind of flip through them as it runs, but we're going to run $15 start for all 72. And that is running. A lot of early 1900s ones, it looks like, with a few maybe slightly newer ones mixed in. Here's the turkey. I like that one. George Washington, the angel, to my dear mother. Thanks for the bids, everyone. We'll do the other postcard album, then I'll get to the 3 requests I had, and we'll see where we are on time at that point. When Nerdy Llama took them, thank you so much. Yeah, there's a good chance those shall ship in the binder. I'm lazy, so. All right, the other postcard album we had was Lot 13. And these are all Napoleon postcards. So, oops, threw my pen on the floor. So Napoleon the First, Josephine, Marie Louise, children. So I have no idea how old most of these are. Try to show them the best I can. Once again, they may or may not ship in the binder. So there's 3 Napoleon postcards there. There's some more. I don't know, anybody want to venture a guess how old the ones we're looking at are? This looks like a series of some sort, maybe. Yeah, so card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. So we'll see how many we have. This may be a whole set. Card number 4, card number 5, card number 6, card number 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I don't know if this set's worth anything or not, but it does appear to be a whole set of cards. There's card number 12, 13, 14 and 15, 16, 17, and 18. I guess I don't need I'll just, so there's 19, 20, and 21. And I don't know if these labels go with these cards or not. So they may have been with something else. So there's 21 through, or 22 through 24. Then here's 25 through 27. So yeah, if you like Napoleon, you're getting a complete set, it looks like, right off the bat here. 28 through 30. Yeah, does anybody know anything about these as far as how old they might be? Here, let's wonder if I can. I'd have to take the page out to get them out to see the back. So, and they keep going here. 34 through 36, and then here's 37 through 40. Or wait, 37 through 39, and there's 40. So there must be 40 in the set, or at least I have the first 40. So you got that, and then we get into some different ones here. I'm not going to say a lot about these. Try to get through them kind of quickly. But in some way, they're all related to Napoleon, I guess. At least according to the front of the binder. Yeah, this came from a guy whose mother collected postcards. And apparently she was really into postcards. Like real active in the Knoxville Postcard Club. Because I have some documentation from the Knoxville Postcard Club. Tell you what, I may go ahead and start this and then just finish in the interest of time, then finish going through them as it runs. So let me go ahead and start this. I'll start this one just like I did the last one. I think it was at 15. We'll do, tell you what, let me put 30 seconds on the clock just to give us a little more time, and that is running. So we know for sure there's a whole set, then just all these other Napoleon related postcards. There's Napoleon on his horse. These look like they might be a little newer here. Thank you, Tackle Finder. I would think that set's maybe worth something, so hopefully that's a good buy for you. Thank you so much. And the rest of them will be a surprise for you. Oops, sorry about that. All right, let me set that there. All right, so now I need lot 3. Let me see what that is. I need to put this back in the Wisconsin Dells photo album. That is back in there now. So lot 3. Oh yeah, the German banknotes. That had a pre-bid. Here they are. Yeah, I like these a lot. I don't know much about them. Let me pull them out of the little sleeve here. So there are 4 of these. So best I can tell in the research I did, these are emergency money that were issued after World War One, and they actually had an expiration date on them, so you could only use them through a certain time. Like this one, let's see, December 31st, 1924, I think it is. If you can see that on there, but for something to be temporary, they sure did do a really good job with the artwork and stuff because they're very detailed. Um, let's see if this one's got the, yeah, this one is 1921, like July, I think, of 1921. And then here is this one. And then this one with the boat. So, yeah, to be temporary, very nice pieces of money. So, another 1921, I think it's July. So, best I can tell, that's what these were temporary banknotes issued after World War One. So, let me get this one started. And start auction. Let's just do 20 seconds. And those are off and running. They got a pre-bid on those. Thank you, Andres Court. Looks like Andres Court is probably going to take those. Hey, NMC, Forsen, Just Love and Blessings, JFed, anybody else that I missed. All right, those are coming your way. Thank you so much. And then we'll find lot 19. See if I can get these back in the sleeve here. And let me just stick those there. Lot 19. Oh yeah, this is another one I thought was pretty cool. I don't know a lot about this. I assume it's just like a souvenir type piece, but it is a Balinese or a dancer from Bali, and it's on the fabric. You can see the threads along the edge there, but really cool artwork. A lot of great colors in there, and it is stamped on the back, Puri Bukit Moss Art Gallery. And I did Google it. It's just an art gallery in that city. I think Moss is the city, maybe. But in any case, and this is 8.5 by 7 inches. So this will just be a $3 start, and it is off and running. Thank you, Andres Court. Hey, Beck Seb, Stonehenge, all those beauties, sourcing scientists, anybody else I've missed. Thanks for coming in. Doing ephemera today. Well, I always do ephemera, just kind of miscellaneous ephemera today. All curated lots. All right, thank you so much. And then finally, number 25. And the Great Smoky Mountains map. That is right in my backyard. Let's see, here it is. So I probably won't be able to do justice to it, but if you look in the pictures, I did take pictures of it completely unfolded where you could see it real well. But this was dated 1960. I think it may have come out of a book or something. It reminds me of those, like when you buy a book and it's got a pocket with a map in it. Don't know that for sure, but that's just kind of what it looks like. Let's see if I can get hear bells outside or something. I don't know what that is. I've got all my windows open today because it's so nice. Yeah, so here's the map. When completely unfolded, it's 23 inches by 13 inches. It has all the, really hasn't changed that much, to be honest, up in the Smokies, but an entire map of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Let me fold it back up, and we're going to get this started. Another $3 start, and that is running. Hey, B Bob, thanks for coming in. Getting close to the end. I'm going to go to about 3 so I can go get ready to watch the Tennessee basketball game. Hopefully they'll beat Texas today. Don't know if we have any Texas fans in the house, but, I guess it should be a good game. Well, Tennessee should blow them out, but we'll see what happens. All depends on how Tennessee shoots. Thank you, Andres Court. Let me just go ahead and grab the last couple of things we have. Let's see. Here's a few more postcards. So let's run those. That one actually had a pre-bid, so I do need to look at my pre-bids before I get off here. This is going to be 4 real photo postcards of people. So you have this mother with her 2 daughters, I guess. I think it's 2 daughters. And that one is unused. And you have this guy who looks kind of like Paul Bunyan or something. Standing in front of a tree. He definitely looks like a logger of some sort. And does have a little bit, I don't know if that's scrapbook residue, but it says, "This is your son-in-law. Wasn't he a handsome fellow?" Then you have this cute girl here showing off her new dress, I guess, standing on the front porch of her house. This one does look like it might have been trimmed down just a tad. But it's in Azo with the 2 triangles up, 2 triangles down. So whatever date that represents. And then you have these 3 kids here. That one's, I guess, a baby. No hair on that one. It says Faye, Frida, and Verna Friel. These pictures are not something good, but we will get some more taken after. While they may be better, but I guess these are better than none. So didn't think that was a good picture of them, but still wanted to have it taken. So we'll run this starting at $3. You're welcome. Thank you for coming and for bidding. Start auction 20 seconds, and that is running. The 4 real photo postcards. Hell, she is so proud of her new dress there. Thank you, Rem Spice, for the bid. There's their handsome son-in-law. All right, Rum Spice takes those. I think that's your first purchase. Thank you so much. Yeah, for anybody just coming in, I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So, all right, let me see what else I got left. And we'll run these like 6. Yes, so if you see anything at all you want me to run before I leave, I've got just about 10 minutes left before I'm going to call it a day. Make sure you put that lot number in the chat and I can bring it up if anything that hasn't been won yet. These are going to be 29 Bible lesson cards from 1901. So almost turn of the century, or I guess right at turn of the century back in the 1900s. And they were lesson cards that they would give out, I guess, at Sunday school. So they range from April 1901 up to December of 1901. It's not a complete set, but it's 29 of them, and they issued them once a week. So there's just images from Bible study stories on these. So let me go ahead and start it, and then I'll just flip through them as they go. Start auction. These are just a $4 start for all of them, and that's running. There's the Ascension. Whoops. All right, no interest in those. Throw those back here in the Ben O'Shane. Let's see what else I got. Oh, so these are pretty cool here. These are royal family postcards. I've run these in some of my previous postcard shows. So let me get these pinned. These are all vintage. Whoops. Lot 30. Gotta have these. And these are all tucks as well. In fact, Are you still in here, Millicent's Memories? I know you like Tux postcards. I'm going to tag her real quick just to... just in case she's interested in them. All right, so these are all like real photo type postcards of the royal family, and they're all Tux, and there's 15 of them. So you can see Raphael Tuck and Son's real photograph. So there is the king and queen with Prince Charles and Princess Anne. So these are like the next generation of from the ones I've been running in the shows. These are probably what, 50s maybe. There's King George VI. There's the Duke of York, which I think is the same as King George VI, but another. There's Princess Margaret. There's Queen Elizabeth. There's another Princess Elizabeth. There's the Queen with Prince Charles. Princess Anne's christening is what that says. The royal wedding in 1960. That one's, I think, the first one we've seen that's been posted. Here's the royal wedding again, 1960. Princess Margaret and the Duke of Edinburgh. And then here's in memoriam of King George VI. He died in 1952. There's the Queen, Queen Mary, and Princess Elizabeth with Princess Anne as a baby. And then here's Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, with the Duke of Cornwall and their dog. There's His Majesty the King and his dog. And then there's the King and Queen and the Princess Elizabeth and Princess Rose. So you're going to get all 15 of those starting at just $3. So we'll see how it goes. And they're all Tux, and they are running. Just kind of go through them again. Yeah, I had a bunch of these if you've been in my postcard shows. So DG Joey is going to get a deal. Millicent Memory swoops in at the last second. And as I mentioned, these are all Tux, and I think only one of them was posted. The rest were unposted. And I think they're mostly like 50s, maybe into the 60s. I like her hat. All right, good deal on those. Thank you so much. All right, just a few more things to run before I call it quits. Let's see what I want to pull from over here. I want to make sure. Tell you what, let's do this one. I thought this was kind of cool. Lot 35. Let me make sure I didn't have any pre-bids left. Nope. So this is 35. So this is a poetry book from St. Mary's College of Maryland. Sometime in the 70s, I would guess, just based on the look and feel of it. I couldn't find a date anywhere. But yeah, here's, maybe that's 74. Avatar 74. I saw the numbers and it didn't even hit me, but I bet that's 1974. And here's the staff. And then Ruth was the fool. I guess she's like the editor. But I love this next picture. It says, "Hello, Mom. I'll be home a little later. Joe and I are working on a joint project." And he's smoking him a joint there. And it was art by A. Potter. But then it's just different poems. "Can you remember I saw you once down in back of Colby's Liquor Mart, cloud walking the day away. I said, Monzel, it's your lifetime, this doorstop sidewalk. You tilted your bottle, saying silence is the small part of the wishbone. So, so a lot of kind of just really strange, very 70-ish poems in there. There is some illustrations. So anyway, we'll run this one starting at $3, and it is off and running. See if anybody likes some poetry. Hey, Hendep. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was, and I think he's a year older than me, so he probably graduated high school in '84, and I'm not sure like which high school he went to. All right, no interest in that. I think that's just about it. Well, actually, I have these two bumper stickers here. Let's see what all I have left in the catalog. Okay, we'll go ahead and run these. This is just a pair of bumper stickers from 1964. You have the LBJ for the USA. It's like the Star Wars thing moving across there. And then you have Goldwater. I think they were running against each other. So you had Barry Goldwater and then LBJ, who obviously won the election. So you get both those starting at $4. Yes, I think I was at his wedding. And you're right. Well, yeah, he did not stay married to that girl very long at all. And I can't even remember her name. But I think that's the only time he's been married, though. Martha. Yep, you're right. So, yes, that was him. And I did go to that wedding. And to be honest, none of us thought it would last. So, and we were all correct, obviously. So, that was a long time ago, though. All right, we're going to start this one for the two political bumper stickers from 1964, and that's off and running. Okay. Yeah, he was. I mean, to be honest, I haven't kept up with him since college, other than to know that he still lives here. But he was an interesting dude. I'll say that. So, all right, you had a class, okay? Yeah, just send me a message. It's funny, it's a small world. Um, let's see what else I have up here that I haven't run. I think there's only two things I haven't run. Let's see. Well, we'll try this. Go ahead and run these last two things just to say I ran everything I had. So we have these two patches. Let's see, that's lot 17. And if anybody sees anything they want me to rerun, just let me know. Put the lot number in the chat and I can pull it out of the basket of shame behind me here. Yeah, so these are from Greenland, and they're just two patches. I think they're iron on, but I don't know if they would still iron or not. You might have to sew them because there's like price. I don't know if those are price tags or what they are, but you can see those. So both those patches for a $3 start, and they're running. Well, of course, Cookville's a pretty small place, so the fact we both went to school there around the same time would, there's probably other people we would both know if we really started comparing notes, I would guess. So, all right, no interest in the patches, I don't think. I really appreciate everybody coming to the show today. Thanks for the bids on everything. Hope you enjoyed looking through the photo albums as much as I did. Okay, what, I'm not even going to take these stamps out. We're just going to pin them and run them, see if anybody is interested. You can see the picture if you want to go see more detail on them. But it's 20 vintage stamps. They're commemorative stamps, and they're all 3-cent stamps. And then let me just pull one of these out. And then there's also some of the postage due stamps, and they're all hand canceled. And they all have a date of 5/15/1916. They all had the same date on them. So, yeah, you're right. We did. So, going to run these. $3 start. Actually, I'm going to run these for $1. We'll see if anybody wants the stamps. They can start them at $1, and those are running. So if you collect stamps, the postage due stamps are pretty cool, and then it's quite a few of the commemorative stamps. Not sure exactly what year the 3 cent was. I think they're 1930s though. Um, all right, looks like no interest in those, and that is everything. I will be back in 2 weeks. Let me just go ahead and give you. I showed this letter before, but this is. I'll probably do another curated show in 2 weeks, and I do have this autograph letter from Eleanor Roosevelt that'll be in the show. Still has the original seal, although it's torn, where it was officially sealed by the U.S. government. So you got the original envelope, 1947, and then if you look at the letter inside, if I can get it out, it is. It says, "My dear Mr. Groon, I appreciate you sending me the bust of my husband made by Mr. Boring. I am sending it to the Franklin D. Roosevelt Library at Hyde Park to be kept with other tributes to his memory. With many thanks, very sincerely yours, Eleanor Roosevelt." Dated June 16th, 1947. Um, and I assume this was maybe her address, apartment 6A, Washington Square West in New York. Um, I mean, I did compare. I don't have any kind of COA or anything with it, but I compared, and the signature looks right for other things signed by her during that time. But that'll be in next week's show, or not next week, week after next. Taking next week off since my grandson's going to be in town. Be the first time we've seen him since Thanksgiving, so looking forward to that. I mean, we are not going to hardly recognize him, although I mean we've been FaceTiming with him, but yeah, he's doing so much now. He was born in June, so at 9 months, just about 9 months old. So looking forward to seeing him. And just real quick, it's funny. My daughter and her husband both are like runners, and my son-in-law is doing a marathon. And as part of that marathon, Harry, my grandson's going to do his first marathon. It's a 26.2 foot crawl. So I thought that was hilarious. But I'm going to go find somebody to raid here real quick. So let's see who else is raiding. So please stick with me long enough to raid somebody. We got 6 here in the room now. Let's see if we can send at least 6 people to see. Let's see who else is raiding right now. My computer's so slow. Sorry. Thanks for your patience. Goodness. Let's see. We got. That's not. Well. Does anybody see anybody? Oh, here we go. Proud Ma. We'll go raid Proud Ma 02. That's the only other ephemera person on right now. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. If you like basketball like I do, this is your couple of weeks coming up. Let's raid. Let's go to Proud Ma 02. They have 7 viewers in this show, so we'll just about double them. It looks like they're doing stamps, covers, and checks. I saw they had a Coca-Cola check in their thumbnail. All right, everybody have a great day and a great weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Although I'm sure I'll see some of y'all on other people's shows. So